Welcome everyone to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video and you've subscribed to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. And if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandsportsshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show at Home Edition. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Tonight, congratulations to all of our local teams playing for CIF titles this weekend. Of course, in baseball, the only local team in our coverage area, the big dog in Division I, the Corona Panthers, will take on Harvard Westlake for the Division I CIF Southern Section title. Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. first pitch at the Diamond in Lake Elsinore, the home of the Storm. So we'll see if the Panthers can finish the job. They've been the best team, the top team all season long, the National High School Invitational champions, and trying now to win the Division I title. So we got them. Softball, we got a bunch of teams in softball. Liberty, Supa Dupa Harupa Valley, the King Wolves. We'll talk about King in just a moment. And of course, JW North, the Huskies, back in a CIF Southern Section championship game for a second year in a row. Last year, they won Division VI. So naturally, the Huskies on 3rd in Chicago got bumped up to Division IV this year. Didn't matter. Back in a CIF championship game as head coach Ernie Tamayo and JW North will take on Paraclete. That's Friday at Deanna Manning Stadium in Irvine for the D4 title, 4 p.m. first pitch. Moments ago, we had a chance to talk to Coach Tamayo about this year's squad, and they played in a tough league. They barely sneaked into the playoffs, and then they made this playoff run, winning some very close games, including walk-off wins. So it's been a great playoff run for the Huskies. Here's our interview with Coach Tamayo.
Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. They are back in a CIF Southern Section championship game. The great Ernie Tamayo, the skipper of that JW North softball team. And Coach, first off, congrats getting back to the finals. And last year it was D6. This year, they put you in Division IV. Didn't matter. You guys are still good. You're back in the finals. Talk about just being in the Division IV finals and what this team has done all season long to get to this point.
It is awesome. We had a young team last year winning the championship, and we knew that if we could put it all together, we had the possibility to come back. It hasn't been easy. It's been very trying, but it feels good to be back to have opportunity to win another championship.
Yeah, I came out, I think it was it the quarterfinals? Your win against Oak Hills, that was the walk-off win.
No, yes.
And I was looking at your roster, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're good this year, but they got a lot of young players. Coach, you're going to be good for a couple of years.
Right. Yeah, it's a sophomore class right now, and I got them for another couple more years, so we should be solid and have an opportunity to continue this success, which makes it very, very exciting.
Now, Coach, your league is tough. Like, how did league play prepare you to play some really good teams in D4 and get to the finals?
League was tough, but I also, for preseason, I really went out and made our schedule really tough to kind of get us ready for the playoffs. Our league was very tough. We finished 4th in league, and we just creeped into the playoffs. But again, I knew that if we just get in, we would have an opportunity to make a run if we can come together, which we did, starting with that first playoff win against Oxnard.
Well, Coach, going into the finals, it's going to be Friday, 4 o'clock down at Deanna Manning Stadium in Irvine. If anyone's watching this, they want to go out there and support the Huskies as you take on Paraclete. What do you like about your team right now? What are you guys doing well during this postseason run? We're
believing that we can do it. We're believing in each other. That is the number one thing I see. And also, experience. We've been there before. So that has played a lot into it, especially with these walk-off wins in the playoffs and stuff like that. I really seen the experience just come through. They bend, but they didn't break. They continue forward. So that's what I see. And again, but it's believing in each other has really has come forth as getting us where we're at right now.
So it's safe to say this is not your typical sophomore-heavy team, because a lot of these girls saw playing time, right, as freshmen that went and won a championship in Division Six. I mean, this is not your typical sophomore-heavy team.
No. Again, they have experience. They've been there before. A lot of them did play in the finals when we won it last year. And again, I think that's what's really helping us. Our pitcher, Remy Martinez, who was a freshman last year, who's now a sophomore, has just been there before. We got these girls that just been there before, which is, I think, is helping us a lot right now, for sure.
All right, Coach, over your right shoulder, but if people are watching this, it's your left. I think that is last year's CIF Southern Section Championship hardware on the wall, right? Do you guys talk about last season much, or use that as motivation or fuel for this season's postseason run?
Sure. It feels good to win it, and it feels good to be a champion, and we want to continue our success. So winning it last year, I said we must not be content. We must want more. We must stay hungry for another title. And honestly, it felt good to win the first one last year in the program's history, but we are hungry for some more, for sure. I lost.
Coach, I was going to say, even though they bumped you up in division, the goal remained the same, right? Is to win a CIF championship and get back in the finals.
Right. That's the culture we're trying to have here at John W. North High School, is that our goal is to win a championship every single year. Our goal is to be in it and have that opportunity to hold up the hardware. So that is the culture that we're trying to change and be at this school right now.
Coach, what do you think are the keys to victory on Friday against Paraclete? What do you guys have to do well?
We got to pitch well. We got to play really solid defense, and we got to hit the ball. We got to do a little bit of everything. They're going to be tough. That is a beast of a school. I've kind of been looking at what they've been doing, and hats off to them. I think it's going to be a great game. And one is last year is pitching and defense, and that is what's going to really get us through the victory this year. We got to pitch well, and we got to play some solid defense.
All right, finally, Coach, has this playoff run been, I'm assuming it's been fun, but has it also been stressful? You've played some close games. You've had to come back. I mean, how would you kind of size up this playoff run so far to get to the championship game?
Extremely stressful. It has probably been the most stressful time I had as a coach ever. But it feels good to come up top when you do win those games. Those walk-off victories were very stressful, but also very exciting to see the girls come through in those big moments. Knowing that they can do that has been exciting. But yeah, my blood pressure has been to the roof, but it has been very stressful.
Well, it's North and Paraclete Friday, 4 p.m. down in Irvine at Deanna Manning Stadium for the Division IV title. Coach, thanks for jumping on the show, and best of luck to you guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's always good talking to you.
Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the All right, best of luck to JW North as they take on Paraclete for the Division IV championship. We've got another local team in Division III. It's the Big 8 League against the Baseline League. What's not to love? It's our King Sporting Goods must-see game. King taking on Etiwanda for the D3 title. You can always count on a Big 8 League school playing for a CIF Southern Section softball title this year. It's the King Wolves in Division III. Heck of a playoff run to get into the playoffs. I think they were the third-place team out of the Big 8 League, but in D3, making a run to the finals, and they will take on Etiwanda for the championship. That game is Saturday at 4 p.m. at Deanna Manning Stadium in Irvine, so check it out. Should be a good one. It's our King Sporting Goods must-see game. All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show at Home edition, we're We're going to talk to the new head football coach at Grand Terrace, Ryan Taylor. Also, we're going to hear from the Ken Hubs winners this year, Cambria Salmon, the pitcher from Beaumont High School, and Tait Whittemore from Redlands East Valley, playing soccer and water polo, among other sports. So we'll be right back here on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Should your child lift weights before hitting their growth spurt? I get this question a lot from parents, and the simple answer is yes. Think of it as a long accumulation phase where athletes get modest gains in strength, power, and coordination. And when their growth spurt does hit, often it's to a larger degree than athletes who didn't lift weights at all. So remember, develop early, specialize late. Your boy, Boostman.
The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show at Home Edition. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. And listen, this segment, we want to take a look at the Ken Hubs winners for 2024. But first, we want to recap the swimming season. And you can't do that without talking about the Riverside Poly swim team, specifically on the girls' side. Even more specifically, Ava DeAnda, who last year, as a freshman, won the 100-meter freestyle championship. Well, her sophomore season, even better. also won the 100 again, won the 200 meters, and helped two of her relay teams from Poly make it to the CIF state meet. Unbelievable.
Inland sports.
So our big boost play of the week naturally is Ava DeAnda from Riverside Poly High School. And now, the 100, the 200 CIF state championships, 2 relays making it to the CIF state meet, and now, get this, she's trying to qualify for the Olympic trials this year. Yeah, the 2024 Summer Games in Paris. So best of luck to Ava, well on her way. Already a multi-state champion and only a sophomore at Riverside Poly. So congratulations to Ava DeAnda. That is our big boost play of the week as she does it again. Incredible. All right, right now we do want to talk about the Ken Hubs winners, and this is for San Bernardino County area. So if Riverside County had an area like that, I can guarantee you Ava would win this when she was a senior. But in San Bernardino and the surrounding areas, it spills into Riverside County just a little bit with Beaumont, because Beaumont is in the Citrus Belt League, but predominantly it's San Bernardino, Redlands, Yucaipa, Fontana, Rialto, Colton, that area right there. And the Ken Hubs Award goes back many years in recognition of the great and late Ken Hubs, who made it to the big leagues with the Chicago Cubs and was well on his way to having a all-star, if not Hall of Fame career before his life was cut short in a tragic accident. So now we recognize and celebrate his honor or his memory by honoring the top high school athletes in the San Bernardino area with the annual Ken Hubs Awards. All the schools in that area have a boys and girls winner from each school, and then they pick one overall winner, one boy and one girl. So here's the big announcement from Monday night at Indian Springs High School as they unveil the girls and boys overall winners for the Ken Hubs Awards.
Inland sports.
So the girl overall winners of the Ken Hubs Awards have distinguished themselves in innumerable ways. They have greatly enhanced the story of the foundation, and we are so fortunate to have been part of their history. This year's winner is no different. She is a highly accomplished student athlete that has represented her teams, school, and community honorably. Here are just a few of her athletic, academic, and leadership accomplishments. This young lady is a 4-year varsity letterman and 2-time captain in softball. She is a 4-time first team All-CBL and 4-time CBL team champion. Her career earned run average of 92 overall and 76 in CBL play. 410 career strikeouts in the CBL play and 1,006 strikeouts overall, with 10-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio for her entire career. Career batting average of .390 with 54 runs scored, 81 runs batted in, and 27 home runs. She is a 3-time and potentially 4-time, yet to be determined, All-CIF selection. She's the 2022 State Sophomore and overall Inland Empire Player of the Year. 2-time and potentially 3-time Cal High All-State selection. 2022 first team All-American and currently ranked 3rd in the nation as a pitcher. An honor student with a 3.86 GPA and scholar athlete in all 4 years of high school. She volunteers as a pitching coach for young softball players, as well as supporting homeless centers in the greater Beaumont area. She has earned a full athletic scholarship to the University of Texas, where she will continue her playing career, as well as major in communicative sciences and disorders with the goal of becoming a speech pathologist. Congratulations to the recipient of the 24 Girls Overall Ken Hubbs Award from Beaumont High School, Cambria Salmon.
All right, Cam, well, congratulations on the Ken Hubbs Award. It's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, award in the Inland Empire. When you heard your name called, what were you thinking?
I mean, at first I didn't think it was me. I don't know. I think I was just like kind of thinking it was someone else, and then I heard my name, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. Like, that was what was going through my head. I was like, oh my gosh, I did it.
So when you look back, I know you're a senior now, when you look back on your high school career and all the things that you were able to accomplish, what are some of the things that you're going to remember?
I'm definitely going to remember how I recently just hit my 1,000 strikeouts, because that is something that not a lot of people do, and I think it is a very big thing and a big accomplishment. Another thing I'm going to remember is obviously winning this. And then also this year for CIF, we got into round 3, and we haven't been that far in a couple years, so I'm also going to remember that. But also my sophomore year, because it was definitely one of my best years in high school, so yeah.
Where are you going to put that thing, Big award?
I don't know, I might put it like in my kitchen so I can look at it every morning.
So here we go. For 60 years, the Ken Hubbs Award has honored the best of interscholastic athletics in the greater San Bernardino area. In their post-secondary careers, many of our past winners have accomplished amazing feats of athletic prowess, scholarly success, and philanthropy in their respective communities. While Ken Hubbs had a glimpse of greatness, the legacy of excellence continues as the fraternity of spectacular student-athletes grows yearly with the naming of the overall winner. Like all our school winners, this year's overall winner is a model of athletic, academic, and leadership distinction. The highlights of his athletic career are as follows: 9-time varsity letterman in soccer, water polo, and volleyball. Multiple-time first team all Citrus Bell League and team captain in all 3 sports. 4-year varsity letterman in soccer, CBL team champion 2023, and CIF Inland Empire team and CIF Division II team semifinalist in 2024. The Citrus Bell League Goalkeeper of the Year, first team All CIF Division II goalkeeper, and Sun All Inland Empire team for 2024. Earned varsity letters in each season of volleyball and water polo with no prior experience in either sport. A 3-year varsity letterman in water polo, CBL team champion in 2022. First team all CBL selection as a goalkeeper 2023. Honor student with a 4.53 grade point average, ranked 8th in his class, passed multiple advanced placement exams, and volunteers at the Bulldog Youth Sports Camp for 3 summers. He will be attending Whitman College in Walla Walla, Washington to continue his athletic and academic career. Congratulations to the recipient of the 2024 Overall Ken Hubbs Award from Redlands East Valley High School, Tait Whittemore.
So Tait, when you heard your name called for the overall award, what were you thinking? What was going through your head?
It was really just excitement, a bit of surprise, really. It's just I couldn't have imagined it at the beginning of my high school career. It's just a great honor.
So obviously you played multiple sports. What are some of the memories or things you're going to remember about your high school career at Rev, period, in any sport?
Honestly, just being with my teammates, making new friends, really just those memories with my team is what's going to stick with me. Not just individual awards or honors, but really just the friends I've made, the coaches, and just the relationships in general.
Finally, Tait, what are you going to do now with the bust? Where's that going to go?
Man, it's gonna be tough to find a place in my house, but we'll find a spot, whether it's in my room or on the kitchen table. I don't know, but we'll find a spot.
I think Cam from Beaumont said she was going to put it in her kitchen so she could see it every morning when she gets up.
Yeah, that might be a good spot.
Inland Sports.
All right, congratulations to Cambria and Tait, your overall winners for the 2024 Ken Hubs Awards out there. And just to be your school representative is a huge deal. So just all the winners from all the individual schools out there on Monday night at Indian Springs. Congratulations from all of us here at the Inland Sports Show. All right, when we come back here, we are going to talk a little high school football. You'll notice in the coming weeks, we'll start ramping up our football coverage, checking out some 7-on-7s, doing some interviews here on the Inland Sports Show to get ready for the upcoming season, which I know it's the month of May, but really football will be here before you know it. As we're doing this show live, I know the NFL just released their schedule for the upcoming year, so football is in the air. We're getting ready for it as the spring sports wrap up their playoff season, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're getting ready for football. So when we come back, with all that said, when we come back, we're going to hear from Grand Terrace's brand new head football coach, Ryan Taylor, and he's got deep football roots right here in the IE. That's next here on the Inland Sports Show at Home Edition. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco. #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
Is it important to have your kid on the A team? Absolutely not. If you have some serious goals for your young athlete, don't forget to focus on the bigger picture. Instead of trying to get them on the A team, focus on finding them a good coach. Coaches who attract the best players aren't always great developers, whereas a coach who can instill what your child needs to reach their potential, that's priceless. Boost man.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
Inland Sports.
some players, when they make it to the NFL or they join a new team, if there's a guy already on the team that has the number they want, they usually buy that number away from the other player. Well, Jaden Daniels, if you followed his Cajon career, when he was a freshman at Cajon, he had number 10, but his sophomore year, he went to number 5, and he's had number 5 since. At Cajon, at Arizona State, at LSU. He gets to Washington, and the punter, Tress Way, actually has number 5. And he's been with Washington for 10 years. He's been there for a decade with number 5. He actually said, Jaden, you can have your number 5. Hashtag that kid can have number 5. And I don't want money. All I want is great tickets for me and my family to an LSU versus Oklahoma football game.
Dude, a great deal made.
But what I wanted to point out about this series, Patrick, was it set a 3-game attendance record for Petco Park. Petco Park is 20 years old. It's been around for 2 decades. But in terms of a 3-game series, more people showed up for that series than any other series in previous years at Petco Park. My hunch is the Shohei Ohtani effect, probably, but Dodgers-Padres is always big.
Inland Sports.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. Just hanging out with my guy, Patrick, in the morning. KCAL 96.7 FM. Patrick is a huge sports fan. He's got sons that play baseball and football. And Patrick loves his Seattle teams, the Seahawks, the Mariners, etc. Used to like the Sonics. But yeah, big sports fan. Love talking sports with him every Monday and Thursday morning. Inland Sports on KCAL 96.7 FM. We usually go about 10 minutes talking about the biggest sports stories. Always talking a lot of football with my guy Patrick in the morning, as we always do. Talking a lot of football here on the Inland Sports Show as well. We're getting ready for high school football. It's the month of May. A lot of teams are doing 7-on-7, spring games, of course, these big college showcases we're seeing at a lot of the top programs in the IE. So football is in the air, and week 0 is right around the corner now. We're checking in with a lot of different teams leading up to the month of August and those first games. And we like to, hear from the new head football coaches in the area, and one of them is Ryan Taylor at Grand Terrace High School. Coach Taylor is a local guy. He's got roots running deep at Rev and Aquinas, and he comes from a big-time football family. Here's our interview with Coach Ryan Taylor from GT, the Titans.
Inland Sports.
Here on the Inland Sports Show, as we really start ramping up for the high school football season, we're going to check in with a lot of different teams, a lot of new head coaches in the area as well, including at Grand Terrace, Ryan Taylor taking over the Titans. And Coach Taylor, first off, congrats on the gig at GT. Is this your first head coaching gig at any level?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is my first head coaching gig, so really excited to hit the ground running over here.
Well, I know you've been in the coaching game for a long time, for a while now, and being a head coach, though, it's a little bit different, right? Because everything at the end of the day falls on your shoulders.
Yeah, I think, obviously going to be some learning curves with it, but I've been lucky in a decade of coaching to learn from 3 really, really good mentors, and having played for 2 amazing coaches in our area. I feel blessed with the experience that I do have coming into it.
All right, so your experience. We'll get to your coaching experience in a second, but let's rewind a little bit even farther than that and going back to your playing days. You said you've got connections to Rev, you've got connections to Aquinas, you've played for some great coaches. Talk about some of your playing experience and how that might play into the way you coach now at Grand Terrace.
Yeah, well, growing up, coming from a football family, my grandfather was the head football coach at Ukaipa for a really, really long time, and got to learn as a kid. I felt like my coaching experience started when I was, 2 and 3, growing up in a locker room and a weight room, and holding on to a 5-man sled as a little kid. But I got to high school, and first I was lucky to play or be in the program under Kurt Bruick, who I think obviously is one of the best that there is. Just understanding, expectation and a standard, and how to consistently live up to the standard. I think, there was no secret why Rev was that good. Coach set a standard and had a way of doing business that I was excited to learn from. I think being a coach's kid, even as a freshman and a sophomore in high school, I was able to really take that in and understand the importance of it. And then I got to go over and, I played for Coach Ibarra at Aquinas, where I finished out, and obviously had, Jordan Bruzig over there on our staff, who's doing great things. And even though I wasn't part of the Bruzig era per se at Aquinas, I think having Coach Ibarra and Coach Bruzig over there and seeing the Aquinas way of doing things, that's something I take with me everywhere I've been.
And you said you handed the ball off to Brandon Rankins quite a bit in your day, right?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be there for that first year. If we fumbled more of those exchanges, he might not have been the rushing leader. No, I'm just kidding. I get it.
Yeah, the all-time leader in San Bernardino County. So, Coach Taylor, when the Grand Terrace job opened up, GT's had some success. They've had some good teams. What was appealing about the Grand Terrace job for you?
Well, I think the big thing, for me, you hear a lot of people talk about family. But doing my research on this job, I think it was pretty apparent how close-knit the group was. I think the head coaches that have come before me did a great job of making sure that there was unity in this program. And you see a lot of strong pieces that are returning to our staff this year. And that was a big proponent of me coming here, was the family and the unity. But like you said, the success. There's a really good foundation here for playing hard-nosed, old-school football, which is something that I take pride in and want to be able to do. We'll look a little bit different in how we do some things, but I think those true cores of what Grand Terrace football is, and that's hard-nosed, 4 quarters of effort football, is going to continue.
That's a perfect segue into my next question. I'm just curious what Grand Terrace football is going to look like. Are you a guy that looks to spread it out and try to score 100 points? Or are you like, hey, we're going to ground it out and have like 10-minute long offensive drives and just keep the ball away from the other team? Like, what kind of brand of football should we expect?
Yeah, so, my experience as an offensive coordinator and a run game coordinator, there's a foundation of running the football. I always say we're going to run the dang football. You got to run to win. But also being a quarterback coach and a quarterback myself, you got to throw to score. So, we've adapted, the offense has adapted over 10 years. We're going to be multiple enough to play to our strengths on any given year. I think you have to be. But at the foundation, we are going to play good defense and we're going to run to win. We're going to go for 4 quarters of max effort and when the final whistle blows, make sure we have nothing left.
Coach Taylor, based on the family that you come from and how long you've just been around football your entire life, did you feel like you were destined to be a football coach? Like, was that always in the back of your mind, like, I'm not going to be a doctor, I'm not going to be a lawyer, I'm not going to be a mechanic, I'm going to be a football coach when I grow up?
Yeah, I wouldn't say destined, but I think it's definitely something I wanted to be. I was never the most talented. I was never the best in the weight room. But I knew the game. And I knew how to work and get after it. And I think that even as a high school kid, as a middle school kid, watching my grandpa do what he does and, eventually getting in the mix myself, that was always the appealing part to me. So, yeah, I wouldn't say destined, but it's definitely something I always wanted to do. And I'm excited now that we get to do it.
And, Coach, here we are, towards the middle of May right now. We've still got several more months before those first games in August. What are some of the things that you're doing right now as a team to get ready? I don't know, weight room, 7-on-7, lineman competitions. Like, what are some of the things that you guys are doing right now to get ready?
Yeah, so the weight room's a big one. We've been lucky enough. Coach Perez is staying on as our D-line coach, and he's been running the strength and conditioning here and does a really good job. So we're continuing with that. And I think, like you said, being in the middle of May, really upping it. Now some of our track kids are back. We're lucky enough to have Xavier Oliver, who's a stud for us. He qualified for Masters in the high jumped to 6'4". So we're waiting on him to get there. That's a big piece. We can't wait to have back, but we're excited for him. But now that we have, almost the entire set of returners back in the weight room, it's really up in the pressure, up in the heat. In there, we're getting out on the field now and doing spring ball, which has been fun. There's a learning curve, like I said, with some of the things we're doing differently. But for our kids, I think the big thing for us was I always tell them I want you to be habitually excellent in everything that you do in life. So part of that for me is you got to go compete. So I think the transition, I call it the honeymoon phase for us being here is over, and we're getting back to work and competing every day. So, weight room, classroom, on the spring ball field, just compete.
And Coach, finally, my last question is, here we are again, just a couple months away from the start of the season. Do you feel like, okay, we still got some time to get better, or are you thinking in the back of your mind, man, we don't have a lot of time. Like we need to accelerate. We need to be doing all these things to be ready for the upcoming season.
I think it's a little mixture of both. You got to balance. That's one of the things I think being a head coach now in the first gig, you got to be able to balance it. As an offensive coordinator, I this time of year, I'd normally be like, hey, we got time. We're all good. And now I'm sitting there going, well, we got to get this done now and do this here. And so it's fun. We're balancing it well. I think for the kids, they understand there's time for learning curves right now. But as long as the effort and the intensity and the attention to detail is consistent, we'll be okay.
Well, Coach Taylor, I'm glad we could finally make this happen. Congratulations on the Grand Terrace gig, and can't wait to see you guys in helmets and pads pretty soon.
I appreciate it.
You got it. That is Ryan Taylor, the new head football coach for Grand Terrace, joining us here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
Coach Taylor is a good dude and nothing but the best of luck out there at Grand Terrace. Appreciate the interview, Coach. And as we leave you tonight here on the Inland Sports Show, we want to do an encore showing of a Big Boost Gridiron question that we did with the Boost man, Ray Bass, but also with Rancho Cucamonga head football coach Brian Hildebrand. The Boost man, Ray Bass, and Coach Hildebrand talking football and specifically talking about recruiting at the high school level, trying to get noticed, right? Get that scholarship, go D1, whatever that goal might be for our high school football players out there. So as we wrap up tonight's show, check out another encore showing of this Gridiron question. It got a lot of traction, a lot of views on social media, specifically on Instagram. So if you have not seen it, you're a high school football player, an athlete, period, you want to hear this Gridiron question with the Boost man and Coach Hildebrand at Rancho Cuc. So check it out. My name is Pep Fernandez. God bless you guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Boost man. Hey, what's up, guys? We are on location at Rancho Cucamonga High School for another Gridiron question with the Boost man, Coach Ray Bass. Here's the Boost man standing by with Cougars head coach Brian Hildebrand. Boost man.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Pep. We're here with Coach Hildebrand at Rancho Cucamonga High School, and one of the things that I see that parents get wrong with their kids' development is chasing scholarships. So whether that is thinking that they need to market their kid a lot, or maybe paying private coaches for their networks that are often, ambiguous at best. But Coach, you've had a lot of great athletes who come through your program, earn scholarships. Tell us, what do athletes have to do in this program in order to earn a scholarship?
Yeah, thanks a lot. So, one of the things that the guys got to do is go out there and be the complete student athlete. They got to be the full package. Anytime that I have college coaches coming to talk to me, they're asking about their character, they're asking about their academics, they're asking about their work ethic and what they do on campus and how they are. And, when kids go out there and they're chasing scholarships, they got to really prioritize the things that are going to lead to them being found and sought out by those coaches, because a lot of times kids aren't going to go find it themselves. But you better believe that most of these coaches are going to do their homework. They're going to know who the kids are. They're going to go out there and do their due diligence to study them, understand what makes them tick, understand what kind of person they are. You got to be a great athlete. So it's about going out there and playing football at a high level. Having the measurables is one thing that everyone needs to have. Whether you like it or not, a lot of these coaches are asking about their size, their height, their weight. They want to know what they're running in the 40, what they're running in the 100, and just looking at all the measurables in terms of size. We've been able to have quite a few student athletes that may be undersized that have been able to get scholarships, and that's because, number one, they perform on the field, and then secondly, they do a great job in the classroom. So here at Rancho, we really try to prioritize academics. Guys do a great job in the classroom, and when you have a 3.0 or above, it opens up a lot of doors for you.
Hearing that, I love the fact that you guys are academics first, and just the idea that, talking about being a great athlete, which is really important. On our way up here, you were talking about a lot of your football players, being multi-sport athletes. I love that. I love to see, young student athletes who play multiple sports. How important is that, do you feel, for your program and as it relates to kids getting offers and getting scholarships?
Yeah, so colleges are multidimensional. They want somebody that's multifaceted, that can do it all. And so when they look at a guy and they understand they take care of business in the classroom, they can then look at the film, and then if they play other sports, that's a huge plus as well. You know, we have guys that have been on our track team that play football for us for the past 3 years that have been some of the top track guys in the state. And so a lot of these coaches, one of the first things they ask is if they have verified track times. And so when a guy goes out there and they have a verified 100-meter dash, that's easy for a coach to go out there and say, well, this kid has an opportunity to play with great speed, and he has the endurance to go and compete at a high level in track and field. And a lot of those skills, especially speed and agility, are going to transfer over to football. And so we try to play a fast brand of football on both sides of the ball. Offense, we're going to, try to create and generate explosive plays.
You're speaking my language. You're talking academics. You're talking, being a good athlete. You're talking speed, and that whole package. I think those things are really important. And that's exactly what we talk about, here in our Gridiron series. Appreciate the opportunity. Yep. You got anything else for us?
Yeah, no, just really excited to go out there and compete this off season. Looking forward to it. We got a great team and great class coming up, so go Cougars.
Nice. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you, Pep.
Man, good stuff by the Boost Man and Coach Hildebrand there. If you have a question for the Boost Man, you can find us on social media. That's Boost Training. Find the DMs and send us your question for a future Gridiron question.